become pure means to be able to see life exactly the way that it is, without any imagination that's not allowing you to see life clearly, without any beliefs that are inaccurate, that are giving you an inaccurate representation of what's really taking place around you, of what you're doing and what's taking place. Person is born, he's born into life, he gets to experience all of life, he gets to go through it, and yet he comes to realize that he doesn't have access to the full experience. It's happening, yes, but he or she is not fully there, because the understanding, the interaction is not understood. The perception, the spiritual side of life is not pure. And therefore all of life is experienced from a perspective of distance. It's experienced from a perspective of yearning, of searching, of looking for, of building, of creating. And there is no satisfaction of the arrival. Life doesn't have an arrival. People are constantly striving, looking forward, and then eventually it ends. Eventually, life doesn't become what it promised them to be. And so, a person comes into this world in order to learn this world, in order to get to know this world, in order to become the best version that he can of who he already is. He is not meant to become something new. He is not meant to invent anything. His nature is already ingrained within him, ingrained within his organs, ingrained within his heart and his mind. And now he has to discover what that means. That's the journey of life. And when a person opens up to experiencing life in that way, when a person opens up to experiencing the journey, then he can allow life to happen to him. He can allow his mind to go to where life is, to experience what was created by the bigger power, by something else. When a person can't do that, when a person can't surrender to life, then a person is not really fully alive. A person is not really experiencing life. And this is a form of tumah, this is a form of impurity. When a person is in that state, he's not pure with life, he's not performing in life what life needs him to do. He's not connected to the clean source of Mayim Chaim, of knowing his purpose, understanding his potential, and moving towards what is in his best interest. And so, a person has to allow life to happen, which means that he needs to open up his mind to what somebody else designed, to what somebody else created. And this is very difficult for us, because when we're used to interacting with people, we've learned to resist what somebody else says. We've learned to resist, to argue, to debate what comes in from external sources. And when we're directing our attention towards the Creator, it must be the other way. It must be that we receive, that He is the one that gives, because He already gave, He already created, He already made life be as it is. We come in after life is already happening. And so we have to allow life to teach us what it is. We can't tell life what to be. It has to work that way. And so the further we've gone away from seeing life from that perspective, the more distant we've become from seeing reality the way that it is. And this is a form of death. This is a form of being cut off from the reality of life, from really experiencing life the way that it was designed to be, with a full spirit. And so, in order for us to come back to our original glory, in order for us to come back to the wisdom that was driving those people, where everything in life was understood, where they understood the influence of the stars, the influence of the planets on life itself, and the different forces that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created within nature, and how they interact with each other to create our experience. These people had a deep and meaningful experience that related to what's actually happening to them while it was happening. And this is what we're looking for. This is what we want to find. This is what we want to return.